Yo, what it do, everybody? This video is for the ones that want to spice up the Dynasty leagues a little bit by doing a conference realignment. We know, like with the conference realignment, it's been a lot of changes throughout the years where, at least to me, sometimes it don't make any sense why certain teams go to certain conferences. And what we're going to do is switch things up and make it more on the geographical side of where we put teams in certain conferences and make Power 5 very important for the Dynasty. And then those lower 5 conferences, they have a part to play as well. So let's get into it a little bit. Now, when it goes to ACC, you see the ACC is going to be a Power 5 conference. America is going to be that lower 5 conference. And this is going to matter. I'm going to let you know later on in the video. But as you can see, ACC, Boston College, Maryland, Penn State, Pitt, Syracuse, Wake Forest, West Virginia. Then, of course, on the other side, which will be a division within itself, Clemson, Duke, North Carolina State, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and VTech. And then we got American Conference with those teams put together on this side. And then let's move over. So then you're going to have the Big Ten as the Power 5. And then the lower side of that conference will be the MAC conference. Big Ten kind of is going to stay the same how it's been. Outside of a few changes, you have Illinois, Iowa State, Minnesota, Northwestern, Purdue, Wisconsin. And then on the other side division, you have Indiana, Kentucky, Louisville, Michigan State, Notre Dame, and Ohio State. And then you have the MAC conference. For Big 12, this is where there's one of the biggest shakeups outside the Pac-12. What you're going to see, one side is kind of more of that Heartland conference, and then the other side is Lone Star, straight Texas team. So Big 12 will have Arkansas, Kansas State, Missouri, Nebraska, Oklahoma, and then Oklahoma State. Give it back that Big 12 feel. On the other side, the Texas side is going to be Baylor, Houston, SMU, TCU, Texas A&M, and Texas Tech. Their lower conference side will be Conference USA. And on that Texas side, you have North Texas, Rice, Sam Houston, Texas State, UTEP, UTSA. And then on the other side, you have those teams like Louisiana Tech, New Mexico State, Southern Miss, Tulane, and Tulsa. Now, Pac-12, this is the biggest shakeup because right now we know Pac-12 only had 2 teams, but we brought that old Pac-12 feeling back of what we knew, what it was previous years with Arizona State, Boise State, BYU, Colorado, Oregon State, and then Utah. And then on that other side, we got Cal, Oregon, Stanford, UCLA, USC, Washington, and Washington State. Mountain West would be the only conference right now that doesn't have a division, but it's still packed with Air Force, Colorado State, Hawaii, Nevada, Utah State, UNLV, San Diego State, San Jose State, Wyoming, and Fresno State. And last, the most dominant conference in the NCAA right now, and it even got better when you look at Alabama, Auburn, ECU, Florida State, LSU, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, and then the other side, it welcomes Miami in the SEC now, Florida, Georgia Tech, Georgia, Tennessee, UCF, and USF. And then their lower conference would be the SBC. So why do these matter? Why would we want Power 5 conference and then a direct line to a lower 5 conference? This is where the realignment actually gets fun. All right, so let's go and look a little bit more into the conference prestige and why this matters and why it'll be fun for teams to move in and out of these Power 5 and lower 5 conference. So as you can tell, the top conference is Big 12. They're A+. Then you got Big 10, SEC, ACC, and Pac-12. Those are your Power 5 conference right there. Then below it, you have American, Conference USA, Mountain West. You have Independence, MAC, and then you have Sun Belt. So moving throughout these conferences, your main goal is that you want to go and you want to get into these top conferences so you can be able to have the prestige and give you the letter grade, because this could be some deal breakers for the recruiting. So let's go and take a look here. Here's a prime example. Here's Florida. Florida is SEC. They're A. But when you go look at Florida Atlantic, who's in the Sun Belt, there's a D plus. So imagine if Florida Atlantic does a great job, whoever picks this program, they build it up and gets to move into the SEC. It will immediately improve their conference prestige that will help them when it comes to recruiting. So this is why adding something like this to your dynasties could be a great help, a lot of fun, and something to do just to spice it up a little bit. So here's some of the rules that we're going to look at when it comes to the importance of the Power 5 conference and the Lower 5 conference. So the Power 5 conference, if any team in that conference wins 3 wins or less, they have to move to the Lower 5 conference. And that's a big deal because if you look over here, when we take a look at all the prestige and then the team ratings, I took all the prestiges in each conference of each team. I averaged them out, and then we're able to see the prestige of the teams. And then I took all the team ratings in EA Sports College 26, and I averaged them out. So let's go Big 12, for instance. Big 12 average prestige is 3.5 stars. The lower conference average prestige is 1.5 stars. So imagine if a team like Baylor, Texas, end up only winning 3 games or less. They have to move down to the Conference USA, and then that means that someone from the Conference USA get to move up and take that spot. And that's what makes it fun. Not only are you trying to make it to a national championship, but you're trying to hold on and stay in a great conference to continue your success. So another thing, let's look at SEC. SEC is one of the most dominant conferences in the league, in the NCAA, but their average prestige is 3.5, and their average team rating between all the teams in that conference is 85. When you look at their lower conference, which is the Sun Belt, average prestige is 1.5 stars, average team rating is 69. So the goal is you don't want to go to there and go to that conference. You want to stay where you at. So let's go back to the rules of what can get you into these Power 5 or get you out of these Power 5 conferences. So like I was saying earlier, if you get 3 wins or less and you're in a Power 5 conference, you would then have to be forced to be realigned into a Lower 5 conference. Now, it must be 12 teams in the conference for it to be divisions, and it's going to be based on who determines to go to the conference championship game will be based on overall record, not division record. Now, Lower 5 schools, the way you will have a chance to be able to make it to a Power 5 conference is that you must win the actual conference championship game or make it to the conference championship game and win if a spot opens in a Power 5 conference. Only where a spot opens is if a team wins 3 wins or less in a Power 5. So you got to be ready. If no team wins, no spots open, you have to stay and fight another year in the Lower 5. But if a spot open, you got to be ready to take that opportunity. Now, if you're in the Lower 5 conference and you have 2 wins or less, you have to move to Indy. Now, the reason why Indy is a tough thing to have to move to is a few reasons. One, you don't have a conference for a conference prestige. You're kind of on your own. Yes, you can kind of set up your own schedule now how you want to and build it to try to get your program up, but you still want that conference prestige. It means something just to be in a Power 5. Power 5, like I said, more recruits want to go there, NIL deals, and much more. So other than that, you still must also have 12 teams in the conference to make divisions, and the conference championship, or who make it to the conference championship, will not be decided by overall record, but by best record in the division. That's the caveat for the Lower 5 conferences. So Indy, if you are moved to Indy, the only way you can get out is in the season. You got to win 7 wins or more. So if you don't have a strong program, you can build your program to have a tough schedule and try to make it that way. The only thing is that if you play those tough games and you're losing and you don't win at least 7 games, you're staying in Indy. If you're cool with that, hey, kudos to you. But if you want to make it back and travel through the Lower 5 and to try to get back to a Power 5 school, you got to get 7 wins or more on the season. So it's a lot more that you can do with it, but this is just the basics. And hopefully you can take this and this idea, this concept, and just really just make your actual dynasties a little bit more fun make people want to play it a little bit more, and give people more opportunity to have something to strive for outside of national championship. I do have a current dynasty that I'm in right now. It's pretty much my coach Chill Chiller is on a coaching journey. He's an offensive coordinator with the Colorado Buffs right now. He's trying to make it and to get his own program, and then from that his own program win some national championships. I currently got this concept in my dynasty right now on my channel. I'll actually link the first episode in the description if you want to check it out. I'm using this same realignment concept as well, just to keep my dynasty alive and just full of different things that you can do. If you like it, make sure you give it a like, a thumbs up. If you feel like it's something more I can add to it, please make sure you comment and let me know. If you haven't, please hit that subscribe button if you want to see a little bit more stuff like this. Other than that, I hope you enjoy the video. Let me know if you do. Catch y'all later.